Good morning, everyone. How are we? Good afternoon. Good evening. I know got a lot of you guys from down under. What's going on, you guys? All right, so I wanted to start off the stream this morning with a little discussion that ugh, I've been sleuthing a little bit, and I found some old stuff, but it's still pretty cool to watch. So I'm going to go into this. It's about Opera the Chopper, or as like Amanda likes to call her, Opera the BS Chopper. Hang on, I'm trying to find this spot.
It's time for him. It's time for Darrell Brooks to stop running. It's time for him to stop lying. It's time for him to be held accountable for his actions.
Tonight, we're hearing from the woman who prosecuted Darrell Brooks, sending him to prison for life for the Waukesha Christmas Parade Attack. For Waukesha County District Attorney Sue Opper, it was the biggest case of her career.
She talks about the Brooks trial and about representing her community in this one-on-one conversation with CBS 58's Victor Ricobo.
It's starting to sink in.
The past year has been one of tragedy and triumph for District Attorney Sue Opper.
Guilty.
Okay, something happened to my... I blasted it. Hang on.
It's time for him to...
I'm having...
It's time for Darrell Brooks to stop running. It's time for him to stop lying.
Hang on, I'm gonna share screen so you guys can watch this. Got to get past the advertisement. And as soon as that stops, I'll present the screen.
To help somebody else. We're very, very convinced there would have been a lot more fatalities had those people not acted so selflessly. The exact opposite of Darrell Brooks, right?
Despite being in a spotlight no community ever wants, Opper says the national and at times global support for Waukesha was overwhelming.
I've lived in this area my whole life, and you always think your hometown is the greatest, but then when you see it and you get acknowledgement from literally all around the world, it's nice to hear.
It was that community that Opper and her entire team kept in their hearts and minds throughout the trial.
For you personally, reflecting back on it, what was the most difficult part of this?
I think overall, I think as a team, we felt that as strong as the case was, we really, really did not want to let down our families or our community.
That included staying focused even through constant interruptions by the defendant.
Mr. Brooks, stop.
Reminding themselves with one simple phrase.
This is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we will outlast him no matter what.
Then came
Boom.
sentencing.
I felt a lot of frustration and anger yesterday,
Frustration.
not towards any of the victims. It was towards Miss Susan L. Opper.
At one point, Brooks called out Opper, but the district's attorney met his gaze.
I did turn and face him directly as he was speaking to me, because he did, call me by name and had some things to say to me, and I wanted him to say it to my face, quite frankly. I was not insulted, offended, or disturbed by what he said about me, because this is a job to me. This is my profession.
Opper's term as DA ends in 2024, and she will not seek re-election. By the time her term ends, she will have been DA for a decade and in the office for 33 years. She says it's time to move on.
What's next for Sue Opper?
Many people have asked me, are you going to go into private practice? Are you going to run for judge? Are you going to do this? No, no, and no. I want a stress-free life or minimal stress, and not sure what I'll do. I know I will do something, but I think
Health news. I wonder if she'll write a book. I could see her writing a book. So I wanted to bring that up because at the end she was talking about her retirement and everything, and I know that we had touched on it here in the chat and stuff. So okay, the video we're going to look at today is a little. It's the testimony of two people that were injured. So, and who also had people that were injured. So it's going to be a little sensitive. Okay, it might be a lot sensitive. So I just want to go ahead and put that disclaimer out there so that you guys are prepared before we put it up. So let's get going. As soon as I can find it. I had all this set up, and before I had to go live, I had to reboot because my for some reason my microphone wasn't registering. Okay, here we go. Doofus staring at the camera because he wants all the attention.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
She is next to court appearance is going to be October 31st, and if they're streaming it, we will be live in case they do stream it.
All right, the state may call its next witness.
Thank you. The state calls Kelly Grabo.
Good morning, Ms. Grabo. If you would please make your way to the witness stand. When you get there, please remain standing and raise your right hand, and there is a step up when you get there. My clerk, Teresa, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
You guys
Please
remember
be
this,
seated.
Mom?
First thing I will have you do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
My first name is Kelly, K-E-L-L-Y, last name Grabo, G-R-A-B-O-W.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Ms. Grabo, what do you do for a living?
I work at Burst Logistics as an inventory control specialist.
How long have you worked at Burst Logistics?
I had just started last year in September. It's their first year here.
Is testifying in court something that you do frequently with Burst Logistics?
No.
Are you a little bit nervous today?
Yes.
I want to ask you about Sunday afternoon, November 21st of 2021, okay?
Okay.
Did you take part in the Waukesha Christmas Parade that day?
Yes.
Were you a spectator or a participant? Why were you there?
I was walking with Burst Logistics, my daughter and I.
What's your daughter's name?
Adelia.
She's really nervous.
Maffioli.
How long is Adelia? Excuse me, how old is Adelia?
She's 10 now. She was 9 at the time.
Okay. She was walking with you with Burst Logistics?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Hold on. Could you please spell her name for us, please?
Adelia. Last name is Maffioli, M-A-F-F-I-O-L-I.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. Thank you, Judge. Do you remember where your group was positioned in the parade in terms of who was behind you and who was in front of you?
Yes, we were directly between the Waukesha Blazers and Waukesha South Marching Band.
Okay, so which of those two were behind you?
Waukesha South Band was behind us.
Gotcha. What were you wearing that day?
Well, my daughter was dressed up as Cindy Lou Who, and I was wearing my elf dress with candy cane leggings.
Did the parade go smoothly?
No,
Why not?
we were struck by a vehicle.
Can you describe how that happened for us?
While we're walking through, my daughter came walking over by me, and she went to go get more candy to go hand out to the kids. So she walked over, grabbed candy, and as she was walking off to the side, I noticed there was a difference in the sound behind us than what I was hearing throughout. So right as she walked off to the side and I seen she walked to the side, I turned. I don't know if I turned fully or just my head. And as I turned, all I seen was the hood of a red vehicle. And I hit the red vehicle and rolled down to the side and landed directly between the Burris Logistics float and the red vehicle. And I seen the tire go directly in front of my face.
Okay. So the Burris Logistics float that you just described, what was that?
There was a black truck pulling it. We had I believe there was a snowman in the back of the black truck, and then we had the Grinch in the float.
Which side of the truck were you on when you were struck?
Of the Burris, or?
The Burris truck.
I was on the driver's side of the Burris.
Okay. Where was Adelia?
Adelia, when she grabbed the candy and walked off to the side, I thought she was over by the sidewalk when I spun to look.
And what did you see when you spun?
The red hood of the vehicle.
When did you next see Adelia?
After I realized what just happened, I jumped up and took off running to go find her. And I seen her in the middle of the road, which I don't know how she got to that position from where I seen her last, but she was lying in the middle of the road. And there were some people around her trying to help her. Her shoes were down the road, as well as her glasses.
Your Honor, Exhibit 22 has previously been received and published. I'd ask to publish that again for this witness.
Permission granted.
And I'm sorry, maybe I wasn't clear with the jury as well. Yep, there we go. Okay, do you see the screen in front of you?
Yes, that's our float.
All right. We are going to play with audio at normal speed from the beginning until about the 26-second mark.
Watch her reaction.
And we paused at 27 seconds.
She shuddered.
Ms. Grabo, did you see yourself in that video?
Yes, I did.
What about Adelia? Did you see her?
With the amount of people, I did not directly see her.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning and turn the audio off. And let's go at about 50% speed.
Objection was the relevance of showing the video to us.
Really? Really?
Overruled.
It's very relevant.
It's relevant.
Grounds.
And we'll play from the beginning. And let's pause right there. At 3 seconds. Do you see yourself at this 3-second mark?
Yes, I do.
Just tell us where you are in the screen.
We're directly in front of the Black Shirt Band banner. Adelia is wearing a red cape shawl with black and white checkered leggings. It was really cold and windy that day. And then I have the candy cane dress on with my jacket and a hat and candy cane leggings.
And what does it appear
Daughter looks so cute.
at this moment that you're doing with Adelia?
Giving her more candy.
Okay. And let's resume.
And this is the part where I guess they're...
Pause. We paused at the 19-second mark. Do you see yourself in the video at this point?
Yes, I'm lying directly between the both of the vehicles.
The screen in front of you is a touch screen. Would you mind circling yourself?
We
Your Honor,
touched
I'd ask
on,
to,
Shelley, we touched on the Bradley Yawn trial. Well, what was it? We were watching his closing arguments. I lasted about, I think, 5 minutes into his closing arguments, and I said, I'm done. It was on a live stream. I can't do it. Sorry.
share the, to save the screen of 22 and mark it as 22. I think we're on. Yeah. So then 22B, this would be marked as, and I would move that into evidence.
The screen will be captured with the annotation. It will be marked as 22B, and it will be received.
And let's resume at that point.
Yeah, we heard that,
Pause.
Charlie.
And we've paused at 24, and we can take that screen down now. What did we see you doing at the end of the video there?
I was laying between the vehicles.
Did you get up at some point?
Yes.
Okay, and then
Ran directly to my daughter.
what injuries, if any, did you sustain as a result of being struck by that SUV?
I think there's like ligament damage in my knee as well as my hand. I did have some bruising and some road rash on my knees.
Were you treated at a medical facility
Waukesha Memorial Hospital.
the night of the incident?
It was way later. I went in because I rode in the ambulance with my daughter. I refused to go anywhere else besides stay with her the entire time. So I stayed with her. We rode 2 children's in the ambulance. They did check me in the ambulance and see that I was stable and okay to do what I was doing. So I stayed with my daughter at Children's Hospital, and I did not want to leave her until I knew she was at home in bed safe.
What injuries, if any, did Adelia sustain?
Massive bruising all up and down her back. She had a broken hand, road rash all on her face.
We all agree with you on that, Jim.
All the questions I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do you have any cross for this witness?
Yes. Before you were struck by the vehicle, you said that you heard changes in sound to the parade. That was the people marching in the parade in the back of you, right?
Yes.
Do you recall what the sounds were that you heard?
It was just a change in the tone behind me. It wasn't the Jubilee sound that we were hearing throughout the parade. You could tell something was happening behind us.
Did it seem to get louder?
Yeah,
Was it already pretty noisy with the parade going on?
it was noisy.
His questions, just, they're more incriminating. It's so stupid. He is so stupid.
And you stated that it was really windy and cold that evening.
Yes, very.
Would it be any reason why you wouldn't be able to hear everything going on behind you?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't be able to hear everything behind us, because I heard the change in the sound of the band, so obviously I could hear what was going on directly behind me.
The vehicle that struck you, do you recall seeing a driver?
No, I seen the red hood of the vehicle. That's all I seen.
So you didn't see the driver or anybody in the vehicle?
No, again, I just seen the red hood as it ran into me.
No license plates or?
Nope.
Again, a license plate.
You recall how fast the vehicle might have been traveling when you were struck?
It had to have been going a decent speed. As I said before, I did see the rear tire going past my face, and it all happened extremely fast.
So you don't recall?
With the chaos that was going around that day, no, I do not remember exactly.
And you stated that after you were struck, you got up and ran to your daughter, correct?
Yes.
And you were able to do that with your leg injury?
Yes.
Yes, see, Brooks, that's what parents do. They overcome their own pain to take care of their children. Now, you would not know anything about that. However, real moms and dads, very aware of it.
I guess that would be the adrenaline going through your body at that moment in time. It did give me the strength to run to my daughter.
So when was it that you knew that you had the, I think you said knee injury?
Yes, knee and hand.
When did that pain in your leg set in?
It was immediately.
But you were still able to get up and run?
Yeah.
Do you recall how long before you received medical treatment?
We were there for quite a while. I think we were one of the last ones to leave in the ambulance as I sat with my daughter at Children's Hospital. After I got her home, where I knew she was safe and secure, I then went. My sister took me to Waukesha Memorial Hospital at, I would guesstimate that was probably around 2 in the morning, right around there, after I knew my daughter was safe.
So it's fair to say that you waited a little bit before you tended to yourself?
I attended to my daughter prior to myself to make sure my daughter was safe, yes.
Do you recall how long you were treated?
I'd probably say about two hours I was at the hospital.
Did they give you any pain medication or?
I was taking ibuprofen and Tylenol. That is it.
Aw, Jim, look at you guys.
Do you recall what time you arrived at the parade?
Well, since we were walking with the parade, we had to be there early. We staged probably around 3, I would say, I think it was.
And were you able to see
Stacy
what
B got it.
the vehicle did after you were struck?
No, my only attention at that point in time was to find my daughter and attend to my daughter.
So you didn't see what, the route that the vehicle traveled or anything after that?
I seen the aftermath after it went through. That was it.
Thank you so much, Jim, for gifting that membership to Stacy B.
Do you recall how long you were marching in the parade before you were struck?
I do not recall how long we were there.
K40, yeah. I think all of us here have, well, how many times have you guys watched it? I know several of you guys have watched it more than 7 times.
Were you near any cross streets or intersections?
I don't know the name of the intersection, but yes, there was. I know we're right by Bosco's. There's a little walkway that takes you down to the river, or there's a little tiny side street off to the side.
Do you recall if they were barricaded?
I do not recall.
Do you recall if any law enforcement may have been standing by those intersections?
Do not recall.
Well said, show poodles.
Do you recall any reports coming over any radios by law enforcement?
I do not recall that. The only thing I heard after we were hit was shots fired.
So you did hear shots fired. Did that
I
come
don't
from?
know if it was directly from a cop or if it was people running.
Did you hear the shots?
I did not.
So after you were struck, it would be fair to say that it got louder than what it was before.
After, in the middle of the complete chaos, yes.
Oh, Jim.
With all the noise and chaos going on, do you think it would have been hard for you to hear a horn honking?
I did not hear a horn.
Would it have been hard? The question was, would it have been hard for you to hear it?
Before it got to us or after?
After it became chaotic.
I was not listening for a horn after we had already been hit by the vehicle.
Boom. There you go, Mama.
So it'd be fair to say you wouldn't be able to recall.
I would not be able to recall that.
Man, we all have a problem. No, you're not the only one, AK. In fact, we call ourselves the Brooksaholics Anonymous here on my channel. Somebody tell Mel how to gift a chat. How to gift a membership. She's asking about that. I think you just go down like you're just going to do a super chat. Like scroll all the way down to the bottom of the chat.
Did you file any claim in this incident?
What do you mean by claim?
Did you file a report as an injured party in this matter?
Yes.
So it would be fair to say that you identify yourself as an injured party?
I was injured
Pretty much.
by the circumstances that day, yes.
She's a plaintiff.
Do you recall the officer that you reported your claim with?
I do not recall.
You think
Have
he
you
likes
seen or
hearing
read
about
a
it?
complaint in this matter?
What do you mean by that?
Have you seen a written complaint or read a written complaint in this matter? Objection. Grounds.
Mr. Brooks, are you referring to the criminal complaint in this case or something else?
I'm referring to something else, the complaint.
Well, then I'll sustain the objection. As to the form of the question, it's vague.
May I respectfully ask on what grounds, Your Honor?
It's vague. Next question, or rephrase.
Do you know of any complaint being filed in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds.
As to the form of the question.
You know what, Tony? I would bet you money. He's such a narcissist. I would bet money that he probably has been, when he gets any free time on his computer, he gets on there and watches the trial. And he fast forwards to the pieces where he's talking. Has nothing to do with his appeal. He just wants to see himself on screen. You guys, wait till we get to the end of her testimony. I want to show y'all something.
Were you aware that it may be possible that you could give testimony in this matter?
Yes, I was aware of that.
Did you seek to give testimony in this matter?
I was okay with doing so.
And who were you informed by?
The district attorney's office.
Was that in form of a subpoena or was it a conversation?
Well, at first it was knowing that there was a possibility and then the subpoena.
So it'd be fair to say that you did have a conversation
Conversation?
with the district attorney's office.
Yes.
You don't have to be a VIP to be welcomed in, Nicole. You're still welcome.
Did they ever inform you of who the plaintiff was in this matter?
Objection, relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Are you aware of any plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Look at Jim. Doing it again. Who got it this time?
Have you ever talked to the plaintiff in this matter? Ever seen the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained under 90611.
Minnie T.
Mr. Brooks, you
Minnie
need to
T
move
got
on
it.
to a new topic or I will close the cross-exam.
I will move on. I'll just, it has to be some type of ground stated other than relevancy or anything like that. The real ground should be put on record, Your Honor. We all deserve to know. The jury deserves to know.
Yes, they do. How much of a moron you
It's not
are.
relevant. Move on.
Thank you so much, Jim.
So are you bringing this claim against the accused defendant in this matter?
Objection, vague.
Grounds.
Sustained.
On what grounds, Your Honor?
It's vague. That's the form of the question.
Have you seek to receive any recovered damages or anything in the matter?
The only thing that we got was help to pay for our medical bills, as that was something that was completely unexpected from a Christmas parade.
Is that through the state of Wisconsin?
It was through, I forgot the name of what it was.
Are you listed as a plaintiff in this matter?
Am I listed as a plaintiff in this matter?
Are you the plaintiff? Did you file the claim?
Objection,
That's a
relevance.
compound question. Sustained as to the form of the question. Mr. Brooks?
Did you
under
file a claim?
90611, move on. You've already asked about whether she filed a report. Move on.
The only grounds he's going to be seeing John Anna are prison grounds. Whoa, bump. I know I think we all need a course on how to do memberships and gifting. I don't blame you. Oh, I was going to say, oh yes, I forgot. I did get it. Thank you so much, Miss Patty. I saw it right before I went on.
Do you see the state of Wisconsin present in the court?
Objection, grounds.
Sustained under 90611. I warned you to avoid that topic or I would cease cross-exam. So I'll give you one more opportunity to ask a different line of questioning.
Oh, they don't see them. Okay. Thank you, Annie, for that. I didn't know that.
Do you recall when you gave your interview to law enforcement?
It was a few days after.
Would it be fair to say it was a few days or a week or so?
I don't actually remember the exact time.
Do you remember being interviewed by Detective Jeffrey Adent?
I remember being interviewed. I don't remember what the officer's name was.
Mel, look at you.
Do you remember where you were interviewed?
At my house.
Does it matter where she
Do
was
you
interviewed?
recall if it was on November 30 of 2021?
I don't remember the exact dates.
Cher got one. Rosie. Noreen got one. And Coffee Cake got one. Awesome. Kristen.
Can you recall why it took a little bit for you to be interviewed by law enforcement?
I'm guessing because of how many people were injured throughout this parade. It did take a while to get around to everybody.
Did you seek to be interviewed in any way?
I don't think I seeked, but I did inform them that I was injured.
He sook. She
As
sook.
well as my daughter.
But you don't recall calling any law enforcement or attempting to file a report?
Law enforcement that was there at the parade took people's name and it all ended up going to them.
Did you follow up in the days after?
I don't recall if I did.
Thank you so much, Mel. You're so kind. Like I said, he came to the sovereign citizen thing, right?
You did not see what happened to your daughter?
I do recall that.
Coffee cake.
Do you recall being left a business card by Dr. Darrell L. Williams, PhD?
Yes, I do.
Would it be fair to say that he was the one that told you what happened?
I still to this day don't know directly what happened to my daughter. I just know that she was hit by the red vehicle as I was laying on the ground after I was hit.
Get him, Mama.
So it would be fair to say if you didn't see what actually happened to your daughter, you didn't see what happened to anyone else?
Objection.
Grounds.
Characterization of the
Grounds.
events.
Sustain this to the form of the question.
Would it be fair to say that it was difficult to see if anyone else was struck?
From the position I was in, I seen a tire going in front of me, so no, I did not see directly anywhere besides the tire going in front of my face.
So it would be fair to say that you didn't see anyone get struck besides yourself?
It would be kind of difficult to see beyond that.
I honestly wish someone would have said, no, I didn't see you hit the other 70. What was it, 76 or 72? How many people was it that he hit with the vehicle? I wish somebody would have answered back at that and said that.
No further questions.
Can you redirect?
Thank
Can I
you,
just
Miss
clarify,
Suzanne.
Ms.
Suzanne, welcome to the Hee Hee and Kiki Club.
Grabo, the last time you saw your daughter before you got struck, where was she?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Overruled.
She was walking over, or she came over by me to get more candy to pass out, and she was walking off to the sidewalk to hand out more candy.
Sidewalk on which side of the Burris float?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
That would be to the driver's side of, so to the left.
Okay. And then you got struck.
I agree, show poodles.
And where's the next place that you saw Adelia?
I seen Adelia.
Overruled.
Say that she didn't see anything.
It's not hearsay, Mr. Brooks.
That's the definition of hearsay.
Mr. Brooks, the objection is noted. It's overruled.
On what grounds, Your Honor?
I direct your attention to section 90801, sir. You may answer the question.
After I got up, I found my daughter in the middle of the road.
Oh, bless her.
She was no longer by the sidewalk.
Was she, where was she in relation to the Burris, the truck that was pulling the float?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
On what grounds?
Direct your attention to 90801, sir. It's not hearsay. Go ahead, you may answer.
She was towards the driver's side, the front end of the vehicle. So she was more towards the front of the vehicle.
You testified that after you were struck, the noise in the area increased. It got louder. You saying that? And so, as a result of that increase in noise, you weren't listening for a horn?
No,
Okay. What about before you got struck? Did you hear the sound of a horn?
I did not.
Hearsay.
It's not hearsay. Overruled. Would you just repeat your answer, please?
I did not hear a horn.
Thank you. Just, you're doing fine, but if there is an objection, let me rule on it first, just so we're not talking over each other, okay? Thank you.
And I'm all done, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, you may step down.
Yes, she did an amazing job, bless her heart. And, you know, I think people forget that some people just don't do well when they have to stand up in front of other people and speak. I've seen people, well, there was one witness we watched that just, he was falling apart on the stand. He couldn't, I mean, it's like one of his biggest fears, probably. So put that in addition to the fact that she's probably got a ton of rage in her that she just knows she can't let out. And it's like a combo of her just like her fidgeting and all that. I felt so bad for her, but I thought she did a really good job. And I thought she did a good job too when she came back and did her at the end when they did their victim impact statements. So yeah, she did really, really good. Okay, so before we move on to the next video, yeah, please, everybody, if you don't mind, if you're enjoying this video, would you please hit the like button for me? That helps me a lot. You guys are so nice for doing all these memberships today. I really appreciate it. I needed the boost. I really did. I got some negative comments over the weekend, and then combined that with what happened with Steve, and I was just like, it was a tough weekend for me. That's why I didn't go live. But I'm okay now. No pity. I was struggling there for a minute. They do not have that penalty in Wisconsin, Almond. So I wanted to show you guys something really quick that since this is kind of a sad video, I thought we would kind of break it up with a little bit of laughter with this. Now, let me take off anything. Let me take this off. Now, I want y'all to read what this is on from his Twitter. And I at the top, he said me and some of my fans. Oh, I couldn't. He probably grabbed somebody in the mall and said, "Hey, Mama, you want to take a picture with me? I need to take a I need to take a picture with my social media, if you don't mind." I can't. I just can't. Ugh. Isn't it great? It's fans. Well, you know, he had all those videos, you know, that he was putting up on, what was it? What's that cloud thing called? Oh, that, and then he had, you know, all of his people that were watching him on all three of his people that were watching him on TikTok. Now, this is something that he did to promote one of his videos, one of his new songs that he did. Oh my word. And in all of his stuff, have you guys noticed a trend of the cell phone and the money? It has, oh, and he's always smoking something. I don't know what, you know, probably legal and illegal stuff. But yeah. So he did this, the video that one of the videos he shot, which I know y'all, you talking about the business, I think was the name of it. And he's like, through most of the video, he's in this little tiny kitchen. It's so stupid. I did a screen capture of it. If y'all want to watch it after we do this next witness, we can watch it to laugh because it's just so stupid. And then the other half of it is him on top of a building somewhere in Las Vegas. So obviously this happened when he lived in Vegas. But yeah, I'm sure some of you guys have seen this before, but I just thought it was hilarious. Gang member wannabe. Isn't he though? He don't have any. He has no cred. He has no cred. All right, let's move on to our next video.
Thank you.
Now our next witness, I like him a lot.
You may call.
He held it together too.
Stay called Josh Prater.
I'd like to put him in a dark alley with Brooks and see what happened. because
Good
he was
morning,
not
sir.
taking
If you
any
would please
BS.
make your way to the witness stand, which is up a riser to my right. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each, please.
Joshua Craner, Joshua, Craner, Kraner.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So I'm going to direct your attention to November 21st of last year, 2021. Were you at the City of Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Yes, I was.
And were you a participant or a spectator?
Participant.
And what group were you with?
The Waukesha Blazers.
And what was your affiliation with the Waukesha Blazers?
I'm a head coach of the Slammers, which was at the time a 9U baseball team.
How long had you been involved with the Blazers?
Just a couple months.
Did you have any children that were part of the Blazers program?
Yes, my son.
And how many kids?
Just one.
Okay. So on that day, were you there with your son or daughter?
My son and my wife.
Okay. And you were marching with the Blazers?
Yes.
Do you recall what you were doing? Were you handing out candy, handing out flyers?
We were handing out flyers.
To support the Blazers program?
Yeah, to recruit people for the rookie program.
What did the Blazers have afloat in the parade?
We had a truck.
Okay. And was it marked with the Blazers logo on it?
Yes.
Do you recall what color it was?
No.
Okay. And where were you in relationship to the truck? Was the truck in front of the people, the Blazers, or was the truck behind the people?
We had players on both sides of the vehicle. I was walking majority in the back of behind the truck during the parade.
Okay. Did there come a time when you heard a commotion behind the truck?
Yes.
Can you describe for the jury what exactly you heard?
I heard screaming.
Now, you were at a parade, so I'm assuming as part of a parade there's normally screaming. Was it something different?
Yes.
Can you describe it?
Horrific.
I'm sorry?
Horrific.
Okay. What did you do?
I turned around to look at what was going on.
What did you see?
I saw a red Ford Escape up on the curb. I saw people throwing themselves out of the way.
Now, when you say you saw the vehicle up on the curb,
Wow.
can you describe that for the jury, what you mean by that?
It wasn't in the roadway.
So I'm assuming that the parade is taking place on Main Street in the city of Waukesha?
Yes.
And the cars and the parade participants would be within the areas between the two curbs?
Yes.
And this car was up on a curb?
What I remember, yes.
Okay. Did you see that car strike any people?
No.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Miss Linda. Denise, Gerda, Christine, and Alden and Monty got memberships. Thank you so much, Miss Linda. I appreciate you, honey.
You saw people running from the area that the car was coming from?
Yes.
What did you do?
I instantly tried to find my son.
How old is your son?
He's 10 now.
9 at the time of the parade?
Yes.
Where was he when you last saw him before looking to your back when you heard the commotion?
He was on the left side of the truck.
Okay. And did you see him when you looked back?
No.
Then what happened?
I was struck by the vehicle.
Where did the vehicle strike you?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you receive injuries as a result of the vehicle striking you?
Yes.
And what were those injuries?
I couldn't walk. I was in the hospital. I had muscle contusions. I had bone bruises.
Did the vehicle, when it struck you, or after it struck you, did the vehicle continue on with its path of travel down the parade route?
Yes.
Overruled.
And did you see the path it took after striking you?
Yes.
Where did it go?
Forward.
Could you tell if it went straight ahead, swerved one way or the other way?
No.
Overruled. He may answer.
No.
Okay. When you were struck, do you recall if you were to the left of the blazer truck or if you were still in the middle of the blazer's truck?
I was on the left.
Were you knocked to the ground?
Yes.
What do you recall after the truck went past as you're laying on the ground?
I just remember tires going by.
Going over you or just by you?
When I first recall it, it seemed like it was going over me,
I agree, Carrie.
but I can't. Be honest with you, I don't know.
Then what did you next recall?
People coming over to me.
Okay. Did you see your son?
No.
Did you eventually meet up with your son while you were still on Main Street?
Yes.
Okay. And was he injured?
No.
I'm going to show you what's been previously received as State's Exhibit 11, and I'm going to ask that be published to the jury or for the jury.
Go ahead. You missed a part of it, all of it, something else?
It would be probably the first 20 or so seconds.
Right.
The video is 2 minutes and 29 seconds. And I'm going to start it at 0.
Go ahead.
And so I'm just going to have it play, and then I'm going to ask you some questions.
Just so we clarify the record, the first 20 seconds, right?
I'm going to stop it when it hits the relevant time frame that this witness can testify to.
Go ahead.
Do you see yourself, it's been paused at 18 seconds, do you see yourself in this still shot?
Yes.
Can you circle where you are?
This might even be hard to listen to when they play the next
Oh,
part
I'm
of the
sorry,
video.
it's a touch screen. I guess I need to add that part.
That is the pointer. He's not the
Okay.
first person to grab that, so we'll
Okay.
have Pete take it and we'll bring it back to you.
Hey, Casey.
Yeah, usually they don't like me to have the pointer. I tend to hit people with it. So that's probably why they best left it up there. And that's you marching the parade, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know, was the truck playing any music as the parade was? Did you guys have any sound coming from your area?
I do not remember.
Okay. Do you recall if you heard a horn honking after seeing the red SUV?
No.
You did not hear any horn honking?
No.
Okay. Next, I'm going to show you Exhibit 148, which has been previously admitted into evidence. I'd ask that it be published to the jury. And I would be playing the first 27 seconds of that video.
All right, this is going to be hard.
And I'm just going to play it through the first time.
Can you imagine, y'all, what is on this man's mind right now?
We can stop it here at 23 seconds. What did you see in that video, sir?
Being struck.
Okay. And that accurately depicts which has been previously admitted into evidence. I'd ask that it be published to the jury. And I would be playing the first 27 seconds of that video.
Go ahead.
We'll do that. I'll talk about that too, Rick, at the end. How to
I'm
do all
just
that.
going to play it through the first time. And we can stop it here at 23 seconds. What did you see in that video, sir?
Being struck.
Okay. And that accurately depicts what
I don't know why it
and
keeps
playing
happening.
it looks like you're running towards something, and let me play it and then pause it when I see that beginning.
At the end of the video, Rick, we'll go over it all. I'll help. We'll learn together.
Pause. Do you recall what you were running towards?
My son?
And that would have been where he was at that time of the parade?
Yes, on the left side.
Do you recall where Jackson and Tucker Sparks were at that time?
No.
Okay.
Jeez.
Have nothing further?
No. Oh, I know, Amanda.
Just for the record, you may have said this, but the last pause was at 16 seconds in.
Correct, sorry.
Thanks for that, Atta girls.
All right, you may take the video down, please. All right, go ahead.
All right, this is gonna
let me know when you need it.
Okay, content warning again, because what's gonna happen here is you're gonna be so infuriated by listening to these questions he's gonna ask this man. So just prepare yourself.
Go ahead, you may start your cross.
Can you pull that exhibit up again, 148?
Oh yeah, let's show it again of what you did.
You want
He's
to
so
see the witness or
stupid.
published?
Published.
All right. How much of it do you want played before you ask a question?
The first, what was it, 22, 23 seconds?
All right. 23 is my notes indicate. It's when the state first stopped it. All right, go ahead.
You pause it right there. Can you identify for the jury where you are in this video if you see yourself?
Kimberly, I think I still have it on. I have to look, but there is a Waukesha Foundation Fund that we've put up. I put the link on many videos. I think it's still in all of my videos. I'll double check and then I'll make sure that I do tag it on this one. Okay. But yeah, they're still doing things, and they built little memorials and things like that. But there's still people that are just having counseling and whatnot. So think about all the people that were there that just needed someone to talk to after it was all said and done.
The record is paused at 15 seconds.
And for the record, I believe this is the video with the sound. No, this one does not have sound. Okay, just want to make sure I had that accurate. All right, go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
You can unpause it.
Clear the...
All right.
I don't think it's on there. I need to add it.
And it's paused at 21.
Yes, that would be correct. 21 seconds. Do you recall from just looking at the video, have you seen this video before today?
Just still shots of it, not the video itself.
So it'd be fair to say that this is only your second time seeing this video?
Yes.
I just put the link in the chat.
Do you, you could take the video down, I'm sorry.
Yes, he should have said no questions, but he didn't.
Do you recall giving a statement to Officer Copel?
I don't remember the name of the officer.
Do you recall giving a statement to an officer?
An FBI agent? Yes.
Do you recall if you gave them a summary of what you remember, if you actually wrote the statement yourself?
I don't think I wrote it.
Pause.
Do you recall saying that you
Really?
needed a walker to assist you in moving?
You
Yes.
should go, John. That'd be awesome.
Would it be fair to say that you're moving pretty good these days? Grounds.
Sustained.
Would it be fair to say that you're walking pretty good as of now?
Objection.
Grounds.
This man wants to come over the table, y'all. Can you blame him?
Sustained. Not relevant.
Did you also remember stating that you don't remember much from the event?
I do not remember saying that.
And I guess it would be the summary of the report of the statement that you gave to the officer, which I have right here. It says that you stated that you don't remember much from the event, but made it clear that your primary concern was needing to know where your children were after being struck. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
I just dropped the Jackson Sparks Foundation link in the chat as well.
Do you recall what you did after being struck?
I could not move. I was on the ground.
Do you recall how long before you were moved from your position?
Couple minutes.
Were you helped by someone, or?
Yes, 2 people.
And where did they take you?
Into the joke shop.
And from there, did you receive any medical attention?
Yes.
Do you recall where that was?
Memorial Hospital.
You recall who took you to Memorial Hospital?
A squad car.
You remember the officer's name?
No.
Do you recall what date you made the report to the officer? Or the date that you were interviewed, rather?
Which time?
So there was more than one time?
Yes.
Do you recall making or giving an interview, rather, on the 24th of November of 2021?
Yes.
Do you recall what date the other report was taken?
The night of.
Do you remember by whom that night?
An FBI agent.
He's like, I shouldn't have to listen to this. I shouldn't have to answer this guy's questions.
After being struck, you testified that you saw the vehicle kind of go up on the curb. Would that be fair to say?
Can you ask that again?
What did you see the vehicle do after it struck you?
After it struck me, I continued.
What did you see it do?
Drove off.
Did you see it strike anyone at that point?
No.
Or were you able to get a look at the driver in any way?
No.
A license plate number in any way?
No.
You testified for the jury earlier that you heard screams from behind you before you were struck. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Did you see the vehicle approaching at that point? Did you turn to see if anything was approaching at that point, rather?
Yes.
About how far was the vehicle away from you at that time that you observed it?
20 yards.
able to make that assumption how?
I'm a coach and we go off yards a lot.
That makes sense. Would it be fair to say that that's relatively close?
Yes.
Close enough for you to see into the vehicle?
I did not see into the vehicle.
So it would be fair to say that at no time during the incident you saw the driver?
No, I did not.
No, he was on the ground. All he saw was the big vehicle running over him.
And just so I'm correct for the record, you said that you said that your children were not injured in the incident. Would that be fair to say?
Not physically.
Where else?
The witness answered it. His answer may stand, so the objection is overruled.
It's like, ooh, I got one. No, he wouldn't understand putting his child first, Budgie. You're absolutely right.
And when you were treated at Memorial Hospital, did you receive any pain medications, Tylenol, ibuprofen, anything like that?
What?
Yes.
Do you recall how long you had to be treated before you were discharged?
1 day.
Hang on, I gotta read my report because I was sleeping last night when I was in my cell.
In the days after the event, did you file any claim whatsoever?
Can you be more descriptive?
Did you file a claim as an injured party?
Yes.
Do you remember who that was with?
No.
So would you consider yourself to be an injured party in this matter?
Absolutely.
So you would consider yourself to be a plaintiff?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. On relevance grounds. And under 906.11 as well.
Do you recall who called you to testify in this matter?
The DA?
Can you point out for the jury which DA?
No.
Do you see him in court?
No.
Do you recall the name of the DA that you were referring to?
Judge has to relevance for this hearing.
Sustained. He's already indicated that the district attorney's office issued the subpoena.
Well, actually, he said the DA, so that was pretty vague.
Sir, did you mean the district attorney's office?
Yes.
Next question, please.
Were you subpoenaed?
Yes.
Do you recall the name on the subpoena?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Dum da dum dum dum.
So to the best of your knowledge, you're not aware of any plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Sustained.
To the best of your knowledge, you have never seen the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Sustained.
Oh, is he even looking at him? Is Brooks even looking directly at the guy when he's talking to him? Because I bet he's intimidated by him. I would be. I wouldn't want to tick that guy off.
Have you ever seen or read a complaint in this matter of any kind?
Yes. He's like, dude.
Would you state what that was for the record and for the jury?
I just saw the stuff in the news.
And seeing stuff on the news would amount to a complaint?
Sorry, I misheard your question. Can you ask it again?
Have you read or seen a complaint in this matter?
No.
But it would be fair to say, just based on your testimony, that you saw reporting on the incident in the news. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Do you recall what you saw in the news?
Just information about the trial.
Did you see anything before the reported trial?
No.
Would it be fair to say that this matter has been going on for quite some time, that there were a lot of reports in the news? Would that be fair to say?
Objection relevance.
Grounds.
You guys, I bet when this man, in addition to other witnesses, when he was done testifying, I bet he walked out of the courtroom and was just like, just stay away from me. I need to breathe. I need to take a couple deep breaths. I probably need to go to the gym and punch some bags or something. I mean, ugh.
Ms. Brooks, unless you can tie it into relevance with this witness, I'm inclined to sustain that objection.
I'm going somewhere with it.
Then just ask the question, sir.
He's going somewhere with it.
Have you yourself seen anything in the news before the scheduled trial in regards to this matter?
Yes.
Can you state for the record and for the jury what that was?
Just information about the trial itself.
Did you at any time see any reports about the alleged defendant at any time?
Mr. Brooks, I'm gonna, under 906.11, this is not a witness who identified the driver, so I'm not sure where the relevance is of this. We'll take it up outside the presence of the jury once you're concluded with your questions, and I'll determine if there needs to be more questioning of this witness. Next topic, please.
He could smush you like a bug, Brooks. Can you see? I can see Darrell just running like a little scared child.
You testified a few minutes earlier that you really don't remember much after being struck. Do you recall?
Look at Leslie.
Do you recall where you were after being struck?
I was on the ground.
And about which area? Was it by the Blazers truck, relatively close to the curb, or about what position?
Near the truck.
Near the Blazers truck?
Yes.
Budgie girl must be watching on delay.
Did you see the vehicle strike anyone before it struck you?
No.
No further questions.
How do you read the record?
No, thanks.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Yeah, like a little girl. I need my mommy. Call my mommy.
Before he's excused, I'm just going to excuse the jury momentarily. We'll let you know when you can be brought back in. All rise for the jury, please.
She's gonna get on him here now. He's so clueless. So clueless. He's the only one in the room, and he's that doesn't get it, and he's the one that the main one that should.
All right, thank you. Be seated. Mr. Brooks, I cut you off when you were asking questions about what this witness had seen on the news. I'll give you an opportunity to give me an offer of proof as to why you believe that's relevant, and specifically as to this witness.
Well, it's relevant because of how close he testified to being away from the vehicle. He testified to being 20 yards away from the vehicle, which is not super close, but it's not far enough that you wouldn't be able to see a driver or see into the car.
Well, so that's an argument, sir. So what questions would you have that you didn't already ask, and how does the news reports relate to that?
Maybe he may have seen the alleged defendant on the news, and maybe that may jog his memory back to if he seen the driver.
But he testified he didn't see the driver. So
he also testified to never making the comment that he didn't remember the event, but it's clearly in his summary and in his report that he said that. So it's conflicting. His report is conflicting with what he's testifying. So I was trying to get at the credibility of it. That was my whole aim.
That was his whole aim at that. That was his whole aim at that. I will say this to you guys. He does make a little sense here. I'm not siding with him, but I'm just saying this just shows you he does understand, because he's sitting here talking about how, well, if I can get his witness statement to conflict with what he's saying on the stand, then I'm going to be able to throw out his testimony, like discredit his testimony. Okay, great. That's one of the few times he's actually done something smart, I will say.
The news reports have to do with that, sir.
The news reports are relevant just by the sheer amount of reporting that they've been reporting. This has been going on for a year.
That assumes facts, not an evidence, sir.
Hey,
so
just hear me out.
This witness did not identify
Thank you
during this trial. This witness testified as to his observations regarding the date in question, his injuries, and other things surrounding what he saw and heard and what he didn't see and hear. So the news reports don't have any bearing on his credibility. The points that you bring up are arguments that you may make if you choose during your closing arguments. But the questions you are asking don't further that theory. So that's why I cut you off, because there was not anything that you were connecting by way of relevance.
With all due respect, Your Honor, a lot of the questions I ask are objected to. It seems like I can't even get to the questions that need to be answered.
Sir, many of your questions go to these sovereign ideas that are frivolous arguments about the plaintiff and all of that. We give you a little bit of leeway. I give you a little bit of leeway on it. But to ask about a claim, because frankly, it's a vague question, and many of these victims may in fact have made a claim with crime victim compensation. And so I think that's potentially relevant. But you may be asking it for a different purpose.
This was day 7. I'm not sure exactly what day the date was on that, Turner. Thanks for your stuff, though. That was awesome.
I'm allowing it probably for a different purpose than you're anticipating, but the questions about the state and the plaintiff, other than when you talk about and you ask questions about who subpoenaed them, have they reviewed anything in preparation for their testimony, those are all fair game. But other questions are not, and that's why there's an objection, and that's why I rule the way that I do. So ask relevant questions, they'll be answered. So I don't see any need for this witness to be brought back in. I don't believe that witness was on Mr. Brooks's list, so that witness is excused. Who's the next witness?
You're doing this by the day, Turner?
I've asked a question of the state. Let them answer, please.
Mr.
Mr. Brooks, let them answer. Hold on.
So the next witness that we had intended on calling is Detective Mike Carpenter with the Waukesha Police Department, who would provide testimony about his conducting the speed analysis of the vehicle. I don't expect that we'd be able to get through direct.
Okay, that's it. So that's it on that video. I just wanted to play till the end when she pretty much sent him his claims to the side. I love that part. And I love, Turner K, that you're keeping up with us by the day. Now, I do have someone. Now, there's no way to say that what we have is exactly correct, but I do have on my community tab in my channel, there is a post that someone did an Excel spreadsheet of how many times he did different things, which is, y'all, it's ridiculous. It is just, it's crazy. So it's, you know, if you're as into this trial like we are, then you might want to go take a look at it. The next video that I wanted to present is a shorter one. And this is what I like to call, this is Exhibit 83. Who remembers Exhibit 83? Well, let's talk about it.
You prior to you going up on the stand, what's been marked as State's Exhibit 83. Do you have that in front of you?
Yes.
Can you briefly identify it for how it's labeled, how many pages it consists of?
What exhibit is that?
Exhibit 83.
It's the crash reconstruction mechanical inspection report.
The whole report is Exhibit 83?
Correct.
Yes.
The whole report?
Go ahead. I haven't ruled on it yet, so go ahead and ask your questions, Attorney Gazy.
Sir, how many pages does this report consist of?
10. At the top it contains case number and recon number which match my name, the reconstructionist, and then it begins the report and vehicle identification information, and then on the bottom it's marked with exhibit number 83.
Objection. I have the 10 pages. Nowhere on here does it say it's an exhibit. Nowhere on here.
That's because it was marked for purposes of trial. It has an exhibit sticker now. So your objection's noted, it's overruled, and the witness...
I privy to the same.
The witness...
What happened? Hang on, guys. My video went out. Well, hang on just a moment, you guys. I don't know what kind of glitch happened there. Let's redo this.
You prior to you going...
I don't know where we were.
Vehicle identification information, and then on the bottom it's marked with exhibit number 83.
Thank you, John.
I have the 10 pages. Nowhere on here does it say it's an exhibit. Nowhere on here.
That's because it was marked for purposes of trial. It has an exhibit sticker now. So your objection's noted, it's overruled, and the witness...
I privy to the same.
The witness may answer the question. It's been marked as an exhibit. Your objection's noted. It is overruled. Exhibit 83 is received.
So is my paperwork ever going to say Exhibit 83, or is it just going to be this?
Mr. Brooks, I'll take that up outside the presence of the jury later, but we're going to continue. Go ahead.
Brought up in front of the jury.
Mr. Brooks, we're going to continue with the questioning of this witness.
What are y'all trying to prove?
Mr. Brooks, please. No one's... The exhibit, to my understanding, has previously been provided to you. You have it. It's now been marked as an exhibit for trial purposes.
That's something I don't have, though.
Go ahead.
That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be fair.
Attorney Basie, I trust that this was previously turned over.
It was, and I believe the defendant has a copy of it in front of him.
Thank you.
Where does
Please
it say
continue.
Exhibit 83? It doesn't say that this was going
Again,
to be
we'll take
used
this
as
up
an
outside
exhibit.
the presence of the jury later. It's not something we need to do right now. Go ahead and ask your questions.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the first section of your report, and I'm just going to direct your attention to page 3 of Exhibit 83, talks about the tires and the suspension and tie rods. Do you see that?
Objection leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Yes.
And can you describe for the jury what part of the inspection, describe this part of the inspection?
Objection leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer. The report's been received by the
I'm sorry,
by the
Helen.
court, and the state may direct the witness to various points at its discretion.
When was it made an exhibit? Because I wasn't aware of that.
Go ahead, Attorney Basie. You may continue.
Thank you. Sir, can you describe the information contained in the first section of the report under the heading Tires, Wheels, Steering, Suspension, Brakes?
Objection leading.
All right, thank you. You may step down. I will take that. Thank you, sir. And once the witness passes, I'll excuse the jury for an afternoon break. It's just about 3:06. We'll take about 15 minutes. I'll rise for the jury.
You wanted to put the photos in too, Ginger.
You can be seated.
Hey, Erica.
Mr. Brooks, I know the last thing you said, I heard you say that's hilarious. What were you referring to?
I was referring to, like, are you serious? Some of the same things that I ask on when it's my time to question the witness can be overruled, but when the same thing is done and I object, it's nothing. It's just thrown to the side. I just think that's funny.
They're stupid.
Well,
I
sir,
really do.
I don't find it funny, number one. Number two,
You're not in my position either.
The court rules on the objections at the time that the objections are made. I know, and I wanted to address this briefly. You can have a seat. You had questioned during the testimony of this witness, Exhibit 83, because I believe what you were saying is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, the copy of the report you have does not have an exhibit sticker on it.
It don't.
Right. And
You want to see it?
I don't doubt that your copy does not have an exhibit sticker, because at the time the report was provided to you, and I'll have the state correct me if I'm wrong on this, it would have been provided through the course of discovery. I'd also note that on April, I believe 22nd of 2022, the state filed a notice of expert naming Inspector Ryan Schultz as an expert witness and indicated that he would testify consistent with his report. And then I directed your attention to the statutes in the rules of evidence dealing with expert testimony, specifically starting at 907.
Okay, that's it on that one. I'm actually going to put, it's about a 12-minute video, and I'm going to do a separate video on that. But I didn't want us to leave the sticker conspiracy. It's sticker gate. We'll call it sticker gate. I didn't want to leave this live stream on a really sad note with the victims that had testified today, because it was a tough one to watch. But I also wanted to make sure that we showed those types of testimony as well on here on the channel, because it's important. It's not just the ones where he's funny. It's also the ones where he acted a fool and he was like someone said here earlier, re-victimizing his people. So, I hope you guys enjoyed our chat here today, our hee and kiki moment. And be on the lookout for Exhibit 83 in its own video. And I might have to I guess I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail on that now to Stickergate. Okay. Yep, it's done. Hey, thanks everybody. I apologize I didn't say hello to everybody when they were coming in. Oh, wait, before we go, I do need to show you one thing really quickly. Let me do some screen sharing really quick. Some people were asking about the Waukesha Christmas Parade Foundation, and it is waukeshafoundation.org. They have a link on there that's called the Christmas Parade Fund, where you can go in and donate, and you can see also, you know, what they've done. They've got a Facebook page, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that good stuff. This is how we found the Jackson Sparks thing. They're doing some great stuff for the community, and I'm sure that in the background they're doing a lot of great things for the children that witnessed this horrific event. Can you imagine? The other thing I wanted to show you guys is I want to go into my channel dashboard really quick. And I'd like to show you, because Rick was asking about how do you do certain things. So let me share this with you really quick. So if you're in the main page of my channel, if you click on like any video, if you click on any video below there, you'll see the name of my channel. If you just click that, it'll take you in there. And I'm not trying to be condescending when I'm giving these instructions, because I too needed this help at one point in time. So for those of you who don't need to stay for this, I want to thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you very soon. And I want to thank everybody also for all of the super chats. Oh my gosh, you guys were amazing. Let me see. I did star a couple of things I wanted to say. Jim Jr., thank you for gifting a membership. AK40, thank you for your super chat. Jim actually gifted 2 memberships today. Mel gifted 5. Suzanne became a new member. Mel, girl, I know what that costs, and I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much, honey. And oh wow, I missed this one. Mel has been a member for 1 month already. Awesome. I appreciate that. That's that's so cool. I wanted to show one other thing. This is why we're gonna do this last bit, so I can teach you guys how to go in there and do all this stuff. And Richie, I thought this was really funny, but it just, when you put it up, I couldn't put it up at the time because it was kind of a bad moment. But you said the ink pen I'm holding is more gangster than he is. And you are so right. Lynn Cordova, thank you, honey, for your 5 membership gifts. You are so kind. And congratulations to everyone who got memberships. The Bone Steel testimony. Nancy, I did something on the Bone Steel testimony. I know I did a video on him. But I don't know if it was alive or not. But I think it was just bits and pieces of his testimony. So we could probably go back and do the whole one again. Yeah, we probably could. I'd probably want to do him and his wife, because she testified before he did, I believe. I love what Barbara said. He's a geriatric gangster wannabe. And just hear me out. Thank you for coming back on, honey. I appreciate you and coming to visit me. I just sent you a DM on Instagram. And John Penman, thank you, honey, for your super chat. I appreciate you as well. Y'all are so good to me today. I needed it too. Thanks, guys. I needed a pick me up. Aw, just hear me out. It's been a member for 6 months. Woohoo! It's hard to catch you live. I know. No. I need to get on a schedule. That's the one thing I struggle with. Okay. So let's go back over here to me sharing the screen, okay? All right. So when you're in here, can you guys see my mouse moving around here? All right. So there's 2 ways you can support the channel. You can click this right here. This is buy me a coffee, and it takes you into another link that allows you to like buy me a coffee. It's like a tip, and I think it allows you to use PayPal and other options. To join, become a member, you just click this right here. And it's going to look a little different on your end because I'm on the back end of this because I'm logged in as myself. So when you hit that join button, it allows you to pick what you would like to become. How far are you? Are you just a hee hee and a kiki, or do you have a problem? Because we here at the BA, the Brooksaholics Anonymous Club, we can help you. We're gonna feed your problem. We're going to be the what do you call it? We'll give you your fix all the way around. So yeah, you do have a couple of options there, and I'm gonna do. I've decided that in the members only videos, I am gonna do one really soon. Somebody asked me to stream his entire interrogation, and I've put it up more than once. And I thought, okay, if I do it though again, if I do it and we stream it and we hee hee and kiki over it, I'm gonna do it as a members only. So now's a great time because I know a lot of you guys were just gifted memberships. So I will be doing that in the near future. I'm not done with this. I've got so much more to do, and I know everybody's like, "Why? Why do you keep going, Carrie?" I mean, come on. There's other trials going on out there. Yeah, no, yeah, I know, but I can't help it. I'm invested. I like to finish things, and I'm gonna finish this. Okay, I'm gonna finish it. Sticker gate. That's so good, isn't it? Ah. Oh, you're so sweet, Barbara. Thank you. So be on the lookout this afternoon for Sticker Gate to go up. And then after that, I'll see you on a live. If I don't get to do a live tonight, I doubt I will. We're supposed to have some people over. So if I don't do a live tonight, I'll definitely be back live tomorrow. You guys, take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. Don't forget to pat yourself on the back every now and then because we all need it, especially when we're watching this stuff. It kind of frustrates us all. So I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Be good. Be safe. Love y'all. Bye.